Here's a quick overview of the swarm. So by adding connectors, the swarm combines their networks, and you can then search for warm introductions through the combined network of your connectors. Connectors can be team members, investors, partners, happy customers, advisors, industry friends, you name it. And that's the beauty of the swarm, is you decide who you add as a connector. When you create an account, automatically will add your company's employees. No one gets notified because they're being added as passive connector, which is the first type here. And what we do for them is we map their work and education overlaps. The swarm has built this network mapping technology to map people's former colleagues and same year, same school alumni. That's what we call work and education overlaps. So the numbers you'll see when you create your account are going to be those work and education overlaps. If you click on a number, you can see the details of someone's connections by going to import sources and seeing the split between the different sources. So back to connectors, you have the ability then to add the LinkedIn connections of a connector if they provide you with their LinkedIn CSV. You can import it right here, give them this instruction to download the CSV and send it over to you. Or you can invite them by link, and they will get to this unique page to your Swarm team to upload their CSV, which then gets automatically attached to their connector profile. They don't have to create a Swarm account. The alternative is to invite active connectors, and they receive an email invitation. They get invited to the Swarm. They join, and then they have a few more options. We'll still map the work education overlaps for every one of them. And then they can install our Chrome extension to automatically sync their LinkedIn. And when they have new connections, they will be synced weekly. Or they can do the CSV import if they don't want to get the extension if they're not using Chrome. And then for active connectors, they can also connect their email if they use Gmail, and will import their email and contacts. So you already see how different it is from LinkedIn alone. It's really a multi-dimensional network mapping exercise here. And then under the people tab, you can search through everyone's network. You'll see there is a concept of strength here. There are multiple types of, multiple levels here. Confirmed is when there is overwhelming data. For example, there's been an email exchange, they're connected on LinkedIn, and they work together for the last 3 years. That's a clear sign that there is a relationship. And we define it as a relationship that's like they're enough for an introduction to happen. So that's what we mean by confirmed. Likely there is some data available, but maybe not enough to be confirmed. And then potential might just be a LinkedIn connection. And in our experience, a lot of LinkedIn connections don't necessarily know each other. Or maybe they went to the same school the same year. That doesn't necessarily mean they know each other, but there is a commonality that you may want to use in your warm outbound. You can manually edit the strength for your own connection. So you can go ahead and confirm some of your relationships in your swarm. And if all your active connectors do that, of course, you get like a better and better picture of who knows who and how well. So that's how you would go ahead and search, and concept of strength. You can also look by companies, which is the same data, but organized by companies. So if you're about to get on a call with someone at Accenture, for example, you could look up if you have a relationship in your Swarm network, maybe yourself or one of your connectors, or maybe if there is a someone in the United States, or maybe you can look for a relationship with someone at the C-level at the company. Or maybe director level might yield something here. Yep. So we have, and this is our own account that I'm using for this demo, where we have 5 connections into director level folks at Accenture. You can then, from the people tab, build lists. So you can search, build lists, and export them in CSV. So think of the Swarm as this source of truth and search engine of your combined and extended company network, with those multiple dimensions organized by strength score. And we enrich that data with email addresses and more data points. a lot more than LinkedIn alone can do. But of course, you're using LinkedIn a lot, I'm sure. And so we've developed this Chrome extension that has two purposes. The first one is to show you your swarm data right on LinkedIn. So for example, here I'm looking at Adam and I can see that I have a confirmed connection with him. There are also additional relationships here from Jan and Nate. And if I click show, I'll go over to the Swarm application to see those relationships and the detail of why they're showing up here. You can also find the work email for 400 million profiles right on top of LinkedIn. So here you can reveal the work email, and we have hundreds of millions of work email available, and the Chrome extension is free and always will be. So it's an added value for you to use on top of LinkedIn. If you don't have an intro to Adam himself, you may want to look at company intro path. Those people are other people that work at HubSpot and that you have an intro to. So if I click on Rick, it's going to go to Rick's profile. And now we can see that Will is a confirmed relationship with Rick. Will is one of the connectors on our Swarm account. The other integration we have is the Clay integration. That's very powerful because you can pull your Swarm data on a Clay table. So if you have a list of target accounts or a list of people organized by LinkedIn URL on a Clay table, you can go to add enrichment, look for the Swarm, and add those find warm intros to companies or find warm intros to a person. Now I recommend using the API key. You will find your API key on the Swarm under team settings, API. You can then copy over that key onto Clay and it will pull the data from your Swarm account. And the advantage is that you can then add Clay agents or any other enrichments that you'd like on Clay. Lastly, we have an API. We're an API first company, and we've built this in a way that you can now access the data for enrichment purposes to pull from our people database. That's one of the freshest on the market. We have 600 million profiles total, and we track 4 or 5 million job changes every month. We have fundraising data that's baked into the data. And then, of course, the relationship data itself that you can pull out of the Swarm and put in another system like your CRM with a custom integration. And you can also, if you're building a product, like a go-to-market product or a recruiting technology product, you can pull relationship data for your users to benefit from. So that's the API, the Clay integration, the LinkedIn Chrome extension, and the Swarm SaaS application. If you have any questions, you can reach out directly on the chat that's available right here at support@theswarm.com as well. If it's specific to the API, we have an email address for this that's listed here. And then we have a community at swarmhackers.com that I invite you to join. This is great for additional advice from the community, resources, events, special invites. And then also if you're looking for connectors. So if you are building your Swarm and you're looking for someone who's very well networked in a specific area, you might want to ask the community and find someone that may be able to help with extending your reach for warm intros. Thank you for watching.